So I think this one's pretty good to chime in on here because I was like personally when I saw the rumor being spread around that Starfield was going to launch with digital only, like the physical versions were just going to have a code in it, and then that was going to be sent to players. They would need to use that code online. I noticed that there was this like surge in people being upset about the decision, and I honestly couldn't understand why other than the download thing. Like if you have a physical disc version, then there's, 40, 80, whatever gigs of stuff that you don't have to download because you can just install it to your disk. But that was the only thing I could see people legitimately being upset about. All of this political nonsense that people were dragging into the fray about how it's, all done for this, that, and the other reasons. I'm just like, okay, how is that? I don't get it. I don't get why people were upset. But turns out it was all a rumor anyway, because Bethesda has come out and cleared the air a little bit and has said that no, actually, Starfield is launching with a disc based physical edition. Y'all are crazy. Stop making stuff up. The game studio explained that the boxed Xbox standard editions will include a game disc of the title. Game codes will be provided for purchases of the PC standard version. Twitter user Wario64 noted that the studio clarified itself regarding the disc-based version of the RPG, and this news came a day after Bethesda's support account advised the consumer that Starfield would not have a physical copy. Later on that day, the tweet was deleted. So there is still some. I notice here mentioned that game codes are going to be provided for the PC version of the game, but that they will be giving discs to people on the Xbox version of the game. So there's still going to be a discless version, but it's for PC users. Can someone explain to me what is such a big deal? Why it's such a big deal that it has to have a physical disc? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about people who want collector's editions. That's different. I'm talking about the standard version of the game that you're getting because it's the cheapest version. You don't feel like you need any of the extra features or anything else. What is it that makes that physical disc so important? Because the only thing I can see is the download factor. And I guess if you are someone who likes to have physical copies of the things that you have played over the years, then you have that so that you can reinstall it on another PC, so on and so forth down the road. But I would also argue, as someone who has been completely digital for like 2008, I don't think I have bought a physical anything since 2007. Since 2008, you know, even, we've been largely no longer this way nomadic, but we were nomadic and I was a digital nomad for years and years and years and years and years. So it's just traveling out of a backpack with a camera bag and a laptop bag. So I didn't have space to accumulate stuff. So I just didn't worry about this. And I can say that I can still today, to this day, through platforms like it, what doesn't really matter, but I still have access to all the games I've ever purchased in all the places because I keep accounts with like EA and Ubisoft and Standing Stone Games and Daybreak and all these other companies. Like I have game accounts that I've had there for years and years and years and years and years. And as long as those games are around, I will be able to access those. Now, if they ever go away, then yeah, I'll no longer have any physical evidence that I played those games. And I understand that can be important for some people, but if it's an open box of something that you played, you're literally only looking at it from a nostalgic standpoint when you look at it because there's no value to that box after it's been opened and you've used the disc. That's why there's a difference between that and the collector's edition. So I guess I'm just trying to wrap my head around what was the controversy even about in the first place? Why did they need to make a clarification that well, actually this one does come with a disc, the other one doesn't. And I understand why it's easier to just do it with a code because there's less production costs for the company. But why are people feeling so upset that they're not getting a physical disc with the standard base version? Again, collector's editions are something different because you're actually paying for the production of and the um, delivery of specialty items, an art book, a cloth map, the watch that they showed. I'm giving examples of past games, but in this case, the watch they showed off, things like the headset and the controller. Looking at all these things that could potentially be included in a collector's edition, slightly different. Love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. I'll see everybody in the next episode. Cheers.